Namek Saga, Super Saiyan Goku will always be close to my heart. I remember watching this first transformation, it was wild. If the internet existed, it would have broke the internet at the time. It broke whatever the equivalent was, which was imagination. Landscape page, pencil eraser, hit pause. If I go too fast, close up on him, just looking intense, trickle of blood from the side of his mouth. So cool. So we're down here. I'm going to try and fit in all the hair. So I might zoom in for you down here. I'm going to start with the W, frown, that he has. It's kind of like a pitchfork. You know, just a three-pronged fork. Just there. They give him another little bump underneath, actually. And then we're going to frown his eyebrow. Check mark. Going back. And then it curves there. Then back down. Like that. Some hatching on the corner. And then same on the other side. Just like a check mark. There. Square end. So like a flat sort of square end there. And then we want to bring it down towards the nose again, or to that pitchfork shape we did, getting skinnier as we go down. They usually do some little hatching back here, not all the time, but you can if you want. So they're the eyebrows. So the Dragonball eye shape is usually always the same. They've tried to experiment with this over the years, but this is usually the shape. So we get a small line here, and then a longer line there, and then you curve a line together. So you'll curve it up like so. And you can do them bigger, smaller, you know, but that's generally the size. And then it's very small green iris just there, makes them look real intense. And then just under we got the cheek markings, the little hatching cheek lines. Same on the other side then. Small line, long line, curve together. Small thin iris. And then some check marks on his cheek. Nose, it's kind of like a question mark. Like that. And then they draw in the shadow, right? This little bridge of his nose sort of area. They always do that on the side. And then we get a real serious mouth line, pretty close to this shadow of the nose, right? So it goes kind of like just across. It looks kind of flat at first, but then we'll bend it down, right? To make him look super serious, and then some hatching just underneath his bottom lip. Square chin. Then we go for the jaw. So you're aiming sort of mouth level, corners of the eye. So like under here, across from there. Okay. Same on this side, right? Depends on if his head is tilted or not, but there. See? And then as I see, it's like underneath the corners of his eye, across in this area. That's where it changes direction and goes up right beside the eyebrow. Okay, general Goku face shape. We can actually see a sideburn on this side, not this side, because of hair. So we can see like this. So there's a hair spike covering that. And there's actually a frown there in the middle. You can see ears, but the hair kind of covers a couple of them. So we'll go up to the middle of his forehead, right? Well, kind of, yeah, pretty much middle, nearly. And then we'll start adding his fringe. So these curving, large, bigger than you would think hair spikes. Okay. There. And then the next one goes that way. And comes down, round. Like that. And then this comes there. So this is what I mean. I'll do the textures all at the same time, actually. So this comes around there. Another little line in there. So then his ears are like in here, and the ears are quite big in Dragon Ball. Yeah, and then the rest of the hair. So the wind is kind of blowing it this way, and it's those, you know, that pale yellow sort of hair spikes. It's so cool. I love this. I love this style of drawing that they do in this saga, especially like all the official art and stuff. So you get these spikes going that way, and it kind of the wind blows them gradually over this way, so they start going like over this way then. So we'll start to it's just pure nostalgia. The largest one will be here. Then we'll go real big. Yeah, and they're real small then. 2 of them here. We just do a couple in here. We'll start with 1. Sometimes in the Namek Saga, there's only 1 of these. But I think we could call for 2 in this. Well, do I want to? You can see you could add another one there if you want it. Yeah, you can leave. You don't have to do this if you don't want to. You could just have that all yellow. But I think I need 1 more. I just need 1 more. 1 more. Okay. Yeah. Right. And then texture lines all over. So you just kind of follow each hair spike with some lines like this that make them look kind of hairy. Following, the most important thing is to follow the direction of the spike, you know. So the spike is like, you know, like that. And you can do as much as you'd like. 2 or 3 is probably plenty. Right, so neck and shoulders. So very wide, muscular neck coming down from his earlobe here, and his jaw on that side. So his body slightly turned. So what that means is like the center of his chest isn't like here. Okay, so we get like a neck muscle. These neck muscles always go into center of your chest, or more like anatomically correct, it would be your collarbone, where they connect to your pectoral muscles in there. And we give him like a bit of an Adam's apple, and just some of these muscle fibers for the neck. Then his trapezius goes that way, and they do just hatching for the trapezius muscle. And then his costume is all ripped and torn, so battle with Frieza is long. And there's like shoulder muscles just here, and some more fabric lines. Shoulder there, and like some deltoid muscle fibers, and then some more rips and tears. Okay, I'm gonna beat him up. I just edit it and he'd be all scratched up. So, I don't know why people watch. So we'll go hatching just all over. You know, these scratch marks on his skin, they do like red color coming down here, so I'll just scratch him up. But there's like blood marks and all stuff all over his face and everything, so you could do that as well if you want. He just looks so cool. There's nothing like Dragon Ball style, is there? Really nailed it. Akira Toriyama was a genius. R.I.P. Alright. Namek Saga, Goku. Hope it's helpful. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.